99% of people have the wrong idea about what is regret. And in this video, I'll try to explain to you what it actually is, in my opinion, and how laziness is always the root cause of regret. So, the main problem that I think people have with regret is that they think that if they had an opportunity or choice in the past to get something else other than what they have, and that would have been the better choice compared to like right now, then they think that is regret. So let me give you an example. People think that if they had a choice between becoming like doctors or engineers, and they become a doctor, and over time, when like 4 years or 5 years from now, AI takes over the doctor or medical department, but it doesn't take over the engineer department. So if the guy says, I regret being a doctor, is that a bad thing, or is it actually truly regret? I don't think so. Because I think that regret should only be in the case if you didn't follow something that you truly thought was the right thing to do. But if you took a decision that you at that time in that past, with the limited knowledge you had and the limited choices you had, if you at that time thought that was the best thing to do, then I don't think that the regret is valid, because you were trying your best, right? And it cannot be physically impossible, like it is physically impossible for you to know the future and know what will happen. So I think those kind of regrets are just false, and that is like, you just can't even call that as a regret. You can say that that could have been a wish, but I think it's like you'd much rather just accept it as something that has to happen in life, because not everything goes your way in life, and that is basically like wishing for the impossible, or wishing that you have a perfect life. Because if you thought that something was going to work out and you truly put your effort into that and it didn't work out, then that's just life. Like, don't be regretting things like that. Yes, regret should only be in the case that you truly knew that you were doing the wrong thing, you shouldn't be doing that thing, and you did it anyway. Then you can regret that, and that is like valid regret. But that just leads me to my next point, is I think laziness is the epitome of regret. Because when we know that we should be doing something and we don't, like basically we are doing anything that we know that we shouldn't be doing, so that is like lack of willpower and lack of discipline on our point, which is basically laziness, right? But if you imagine that, if like a young boy who's wasting a lot of time, and his father maybe doesn't earn a lot of money, and he just like comes and scolds him all the time that you're wasting a lot of time, you should be focusing more on your studies or do anything productive, right? And the guy doesn't listen. So now 10 years down the line, anything extreme happens. For example, an emergency happens and his father is sick and he dies because of like not having the right money, or basically overworking himself because his son was lazy. So at that point, if the guy regrets that I should have done more, then that is valid regret, and also regret caused by laziness. Because the guy at that time probably knew, like if he was right in the head, he probably knew that wasting time isn't the best thing to do. And not just on a single day, like the entire week, then the entire month, and for years. Everybody knows that wasting time is not a good thing to do. And if you continue to do that and then regret later on for having wasted that time, then that's true regret. And if we start to analyze, all of regret is the same way. Because the true regret can only be from things that you know that you shouldn't be doing and you're doing that anyway. And basically, when you don't do something that you know you should be doing, that's a willpower problem, and that's a discipline problem. Because if you don't have discipline to like ignore your willpower and do whatever that needs to be done, or do whatever is right, then that's laziness, and that is the cause of all regret. So this is why the title of this video is laziness is the epitome of regret. And I think that this was like an insightful thought to share, and I don't think I have any more to say about it. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.